Welcome to Texas Bike Life, presented by Northwest Cycling Club. I'm Jeff, and this is
Kat.
And we're going to talk about all things cycling in Texas.
And to get us started, Jeff, we're going to talk about the KFC ride, the Katy Flatland Century. We have Jeanette Tyler, who is the co-ride director, to give us some information about that ride. To start with, Jeanette, where and when will the ride be taking place?
Katy Flatlands is going to be July 22nd. This year we are starting out of a new high school. We're going to be in Poteau High School, so it's a brand new school and it is an awesome place to begin.
So now we know when it is. What about the costs and what about the distances?
The cost right now is $40. That is going to go up by $5 after July 7th, and then of course day of is going to be $50. The route options we have are 22, 33, 44, 67, and our Century is really 102. We just gave you some bonus miles because we just like our people there.
So I guarantee you that those will be the hardest 2 miles you have ever ridden, and they're probably all uphill.
Probably. What about this ride then, Jeanette? I know Texas is like Holland. Is it going to be easy for beginners, or what's the story?
There is definitely something for every rider. The 22 miles, I believe, has a grand total of elevation of 50 feet. It gets progressively harder as you go out. However, I will say up to the 67 miles, you're relatively flat. The 102 mile route, our Century route, has few rollers in the back, but I do believe, again, elevation is only about 300 feet all total.
So, good. There's a ride for everybody, in effect, the beginner to a well-accomplished rider. Great news. Good.
So we know the MS-150 has wrapped up, and with it most of the charity rides. But Jeanette, does this ride benefit anyone?
The ride supports the junior racers. It supports our racers, but it also supports the Boy Scouts in the area. We also give donations to various organizations around there. I would say majority of it does go to Boy Scouts for what they do helping us.
July in Texas, in summer.
That vulture on the jersey scares me a little bit.
What do you think? Should we be doing this ride? What about support for the ride? What's the, is there a possibility of the vulture kicking into action and getting a dead cyclist? What do you think?
Do it. It's a good ride. It is probably one of the best supported rides in the Houston area. It is a challenge. You'll feel really good about yourself afterwards because you did do this. Did I mention well supported? It is well supported. We have sprinklers at some of the rest stops. We've been known to have Boy Scouts armed with water sprayers also to kind of cool down our riders, but it is a fun ride. Thanks,
Jeanette. That was great. There's a website somewhere, isn't there? kfc.bike. See below.
And up next in our sponsor spotlight is Paige with Jim Osborne of Northwest Cyclery.
Hey guys, we're here at Northwest Cyclery and I'm here with Jim Osborne and we're here talking about hydration, and we have 3 points for hydration today. So, what's point number 1?
Point number 1 is hydration and fuel. Fuel being carbohydrate products, slow release carbohydrate products. Hydration being high electrolyte, and most of these have carbohydrate in them also. The electrolyte basis though of these drinks here are much higher than something like that's a fuel related product.
Awesome. What's point number 2?
Point number 2 is what works for you, and finding the product that tastes well for you and works in your body well for you. I think finding what works for you and the flavor that works for you is a number 1 ingredient. All these products, they all taste differently, right? EFS being a little bit more powerful tasting than the Scratch. Pickle juice being the most powerful tasting, and Noon and Nice light carbonated tasting kind of drink.
And lastly, what's point number 3?
Number 3 is the tank. So you want to start on Wednesday, fueling up, getting that tank higher and higher and higher and higher. So by the time you get to Saturday morning, the tank is completely full. And then on the ride, you're just maintaining and trying to maintain your hydration through these products.
Alright, that's all we have today. Thank you so much, Jim, for talking to us about hydration and fuel. If you guys have any hydration and fuel needs, head on over to Northwest Cyclery and talk to Jim about it, and he'll get you fixed up right. He'll get you set up on all your hydration and fuel needs.
Thank you for that, Paige and Jim. It's July in Houston, which means that things are heating up. People take a little bit of a break from the road racing then, but things keep going at the track.
All right, this is the Lawson Craddock Youth Cycling League, LCYCL. The name has changed a few times, but it's always been the Youth Cycling League. We've done this for 25, 30 years probably. I've probably taught it for about 20 years now. It's to teach the basic skills of track riding to young cyclists. Non-threatening environment. We don't do a lot of competition until the last few days. It's all about skill development and learning. We learn track etiquette, just basically how to get on and off, how to conduct yourself on the track, how to do the basic skills like flying starts, standing starts, pack riding, all the things that are necessary on the track, and believe it or not, on the road. The kids start having fun immediately. The fun comes from the challenge. But the challenge immediately starts, and from that point on, we don't make it drudgery. We don't make it boring. Immediately they get on and start riding, and we get them on the track as quickly as possible. The camp is staffed by junior team members who have gone through this camp before. Every Northwest Cycling Club junior member has come out of this camp. Very few have come from outside of the velodrome. It's a great place to start. It teaches these kids, the older kids, how to coach, how to mentor. But like I said before, it all comes from the junior team, right? The junior team take care of it.
That looked great. I wish I'd had that stuff 70 years ago when I was a little kid. We've got nationals coming up.
And it's always fun to see the little kids on the bike become big, really fast kids on bikes. And here to tell us a little bit more about the nationals are some of the junior race team members.
So track nationals are July 7th through 11th, and the masters race the 11th through the 14th.
And they're in Trexlertown, Pennsylvania. Participating in the Omnium events and the sprint events.
As well as the team events and the individual pursuits.
If it's a race at nationals, there's probably one person doing it at least.
Yeah.
The team bonding is definitely a good experience. Getting to see how other juniors race in all the other states and getting those big fields, because we don't necessarily get that here in Texas.
The hardest thing about competing and participating at nationals, I would think, is all the anxiety that comes from it.
And finally, racing with the big packs is definitely a challenge.
Since it's my first time, I'm most nervous about racing with like other people, because here I know everybody.
Racing against different people that you don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay tuned to hear more from Junior Track Nationals.
So thanks for watching along with us on our first episode of Texas Bike Life. If you're interested in having your ride featured or sponsoring the show,
See the links below.
so I'm Kat, and we'll see you next time.
I'm Jeff. I'm going to the pub.